Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Yeah, that lighting's better. I'm trying to figure out my lighting situation here. Can y'all hear me okay? Thank y'all for joining. I've been doing quite a few Instagram lives lately in promotion of my book, Who Do I Think I Am? Stories of Chola Wishes and Caviar Dreams. And I've been going live with some of my friends who you may know that I actually mention in the book. And whether it's a story that I have with this person or a season of my life that I shared with this person, I've been going live with them and sharing some stories. So I went live with Valerie Bertinelli. We shared a fun story about my first Hollywood Super Bowl party at her house. That was interesting. That was fun. I went live with Mayim Bialik. We talked about going on the USO tour. And now I'm going to go live with a really good friend of mine that we actually started out in Hollywood together, like little dreamers here in Hollywood trying to go for our dreams. Let me see if he's on yet. I don't see him yet. So, anyway, why don't we answer a few questions until he joins me? You guys, have you pre-ordered my book? Who Do I Think I Am? Stories of Chola Wishes and Caviar Dreams. I hope you have. If not, please do so. Pre-orders are really important in the book world. It says a lot about whether your book is going to be successful or not. So I would love it if y'all would click the link in my bio, pre-order my book. You can get the Audible version. I read the Audible version myself, so you can hear me read my book to you. Okay, my friend is here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only, the very talented, the very studly, lovely Harry Shum Jr. to the Instagram Live. He's coming, I promise.
Hello, Anjelah. How are you?
Good. How are you? Are you in LA right now?
I am in Los Angeles.
Oh, good. Good. Me too. Me too. I'm here.
Yeah, we're right next door to each other, so this is
I know.
very
What?
fit that we're on a YouTube live. No, Instagram live. Sorry.
Yeah. Instagram Live. I was talking to Lucas the other day about y'all being neighbors now, and it's so funny how the 1816, you can't break y'all up.
Can't break us up. You know, all you have is now we have a wall, a couple of walls. Before we'd like share the same room. As you know, like everything about like, you know, our house situation, like 5-6 guys. Yeah, you know that life in the early.
I mentioned this.
Yes.
First of all, can you believe that?
Awesome. First of all, you look wonderful.
Thank
I mean, you already do, but this is great. I'd buy it just off the cover. This is great.
Thank you. Can you believe I have a book? That's crazy to me.
Girl, I remember when we first like all moved here to LA and to think of these stories, and I've read a couple of the stories on here, and it's just so many things you do know in like in snippets, but never in length, right? In depth, I guess. And it's so cool that you got to do this. I'm so excited for you. Everyone, go get it.
Thank you so much. So for those of you who don't know, which should be everybody, that Harry and I started in this industry together, young dreamers, just going for it. And at the time, we were both dancers, like going on dance audition. Now, you're like a real dancer, and I was like, let me fake it till I make it dancer. I was like, I have rhythm. I can make it work. Let me just do that. But so I remember when we first moved out here, you were part of the 1816, which is a house, the address to a house that you lived with 6 dudes, and y'all had like the most raging parties. Everybody would hang out at your house. Everybody
with no furniture. There's no place to sit. Just
yeah, total young bachelor dude house. But everybody hung out at the 1816 house, and that was Harry, Lucas, Harold, Who else was in it?
Brandon, Nick,
Brandon.
Tommy. Yeah.
Bunch of dudes. And then we had a house called the 2620, which was a bunch of girls. And that was me, Sandra McCoy, Maya, Liz, and my cousin Michelle. And we would do game nights and like hang out and stuff. And this is like before Shadowhunters, before Glee, before any of this. Did you think your life would look anything like it does today?
I don't even know. I didn't even know what my life would look like today from yesterday. I mean, like, but just thinking about when you talking about this, it's just like a trip down memory lane, right? Of just young-minded, just kind of there, here to like pursue something that we think we want to do or we feel
Right.
in our hearts. And again, just meeting like, you know, your core group and then like my core group of just the two things that we wanted to do was just like find friends and find the thing that we wanted to do in life. And I just think it was like the best time in our 20s.
Totally. I remember something I write about in my book is, us hanging out with you guys and talking about how, it's hard going for your dreams. First of all, it is takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of perseverance. You got to get tough, thick skin for hearing no all the time, that sting of rejection, and being able to like receive that and say, but I can still do it. And then go on to the next audition and go on to the next meeting or the pitch or whatever it is. But there's something about when you chase your dreams and you have like a community of people supporting you because they're all doing the same thing. And like, I remember when one of us would get an audition for like, oh, there's a Toyota commercial and they need dancers. Then it was like, everybody, hey, did you get in on Toyota? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're all like looking out for each other. Like, hey, did you get in on this?
Or you had group text. Text.
Exactly, before we had group text, and we would all just kind of look out for each other as we were chasing this dream. And I remember the big thing with you for me is when your billboard was on the side of the wall for Apple.
Oh.
Back, what was it, on Sunset Boulevard or
Yeah.
Sunset Boulevard? The whole wall was Harry. It like your silhouette, right?
Yeah.
That was a campaign from you dancing.
Oh, actually, it's that right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That picture right there was plastered on the huge side of a building, and I remember in that moment I was like, "Oh, look at Harry go! There he goes, and there you went." And I'm so happy for you, and happy for me, happy for us.
No, like, I'm so happy for you. You know, one of the things, I love that you, the way that you have pursued this dream, has been really admirable of how you approached it. You know, your integrity behind what you do is like, the type of comedy you do is something that's very universal, but also to your roots and to your beliefs, and just making sure that you're not compromising. And at the end of the day, life is all about compromise to a certain degree, but
sure.
You've done it in a way that doesn't feel preachy. It just feels like something that you believe and but that you find funny at the same time. And I just think that's, to me, the best comedy, because it comes from truth, and not because you think that this should be funny this way, but it's like you actually think it's funny with all your beliefs behind you. And I can't wait to get into your book, just start reading your book, because I've known you for a long time, but outside of having a book where I can actually get to know you better in
Right.
a lot of ways, because you're writing from the heart and things that only you saw from your perspective. So I'm so proud of you. This is so cool.
Thank you, Harry. Shoot, from back in the early 2000s when you had cornrows and, and I probably had some crazy strips of blonde highlights or something like that. We're both on this journey, and I'm grateful that I started this with you, and I get to share this moment with you. Like this is pretty big. Like I never thought I would write a book. And then to be able to share that with my friends. And one of the stories also that I talk about in there is going to Michael Jackson's house.
Yes, that's you. Yes. Oh my God. You know what? It's outside of Chuck, right? It was from Chuck, right? Did anyone else go?
It was me. So the story is me, Maya, Sandra, we were all being groupies backstage at a concert, and a producer was like, hey, I need some dancers for a party, like some go-go dancers. And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, give me 6 of your friends. And I was like, cool, got you. And then he was like, oh yeah, by the way, it's Michael Jackson's birthday party. And I was like, I'm sorry, what was that? And I remember I was like, oh, he probably thinks I'm gonna call some hot chicks right now. Hell no, I'm about to call all my homies. And that's why I was like, Harry, Chuck, DJ NGV. Like I was like, who's the homie? Who wanna come to Michael Jackson's house? Let's go. And then that's how we all just rolled up in this charter bus to Michael Jackson's house and lived our best life. Like, what the hell were we even doing there? And then when we got there, they didn't even need us to dance or anything.
No,
like,
yeah. Oh my, I have really like bad full blown memory. I like remember snippets of everything. So you saying that, it all starts to connect, because I just remember sitting next to Chuck, and we're on like a bus that just, it was like you didn't know where you were. It felt like you got like kind of like tied up and just like taken to a random place, and then the gates open and ice cream. They're giving you ice cream. You're on a train, and then you're like, next thing you know, you're in this bakery, and then after that, you're like still eating the ice cream, yelling Michael Jackson until my lungs were like shot. It was the craziest night, and I think we like saw each other maybe like 3 times, because we were just like, everyone was just wired, just moving all through the whole compound.
We were like kids in a candy shop, literally. And it was like, I remember going into his movie theater. He has a movie theater with like concession stand, and getting like a large bucket of like popcorn thing, but filling up with like all the king size candies from the concession, and being like, we're at Michael Jackson's house. What are we doing here? I remember going into like his children's like playhouse, which is really just like a 2-story full on like regular mansion, but it was
arcade
like
and everything,
behind the mansion, and it was where his kids would play. It's their playhouse. And I remember being in there and seeing like his kids' drawings on the wall, and being like, oh my God, like that's Michael Jackson kids drawing on the wall. What am I doing here? I had just moved to Hollywood. I just got here. I was like, is this my life now? Do I go to Michael Jackson's house and like hang out with his kids? What is happening? Unreal.
That was one of the most surreal. I always think back to that, and just the time that we had, how we were supposed to just like be I don't know, not that you need life of the party. Like, you hire dancers or people to dance, kind of get everyone I was like, we don't need that, because you're already in a space where you're already feeling that energy. It's like, you don't need us. So we definitely took advantage of that, and became little kids running around. It was awesome.
Unreal at Michael Jackson's house. Well, Harry, listen, I don't want to take too much of your time. I thank you for joining me today and just sharing with everybody how we grew up in this Hollywood town together, and now we both out here making moves. And I'm so grateful for you. And please give Shelby my love. Give her a big for me. Do that one for me.
I'll do it 3 times.
Yeah, do that one. I still quote her joke she told me years ago, when I don't know where we were, probably at the 1816 or something, I don't know. And she told me the joke, her uncle, something you want to know, I fantasize about fantasize.
That's a good Filipino joke. Oh man, yeah, I remember that. What's funny, when we gotta link up again soon. I think last time I saw you was, I think, 2020, right? 2020.
Yeah, y'all came for a walk around the block outside the neighborhood.
During those crazy times, it's still crazy.
Yeah.
But now I'm glad I feel like I get to just like have a coffee and have a conversation with you through reading. This is I'm so proud of you. Everyone, pick this up. Anjelah is one of the most fascinating people I know, and I'm so proud of you for all the things you've accomplished and you're gonna accomplish with this book, because good things happen after you write a book, I always believe. So I'm excited for all the things you're gonna do.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.